Hello there. It's been super cold these past few days. You can see how foggy it is, and it's 3 p.m. right now. It's been like this for about 2 3 days straight. It's been really hard to get our clothes to dry. So it's cold, it's gloomy. We've been cozying up inside, wearing warm clothes, getting hot drinks. It's just one of those days where you kind of miss summer, and I can't wait for it to get back. So this video is going to be more of a cozy heart-to-heart chat, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to talk about some things addressing this channel, my plans for this channel, and basically clarifying a few things related to this. So in the last Q&A that I did, there was this question that I didn't really get to answer because I thought it deserved its own video. I think the question was, since you shut down your company, are you looking for a job? And the short answer is no, I'm not. I don't think I ever want to look for a job. But of course, there's a more longer, complicated answer to this. So a few days ago, while I was in Kerala, I got a call from my CA about closing my old company's accounts and how much that would cost me. So now this included all the taxes, the closing fees, and a bunch of other stuff. So it came to an amount that I was not really expecting. It's a little more expensive than what I was prepared for. And frankly speaking, I didn't have that money in hand, which is an awkward position because I don't really have any stable income source right now to speak of. Now, the funny thing is, if this was me probably a year ago while I was running the business, I would probably be a little stressed, a little worried. But somehow now, with nothing in hand, nothing secure, I'm completely unfazed. And let me try to explain why. I think I just have some dishes to do since we ate lunch. So I think I need to give a little bit of context so that you know where I'm coming from. Otherwise, you might not understand the story. So I come from a small town, from a, let's say, low to middle class income family, and we've always been that way. We've never been wired for money, I guess. We've never been wealthy in the monetary term per se. Not that that was a problem though. Like, even though we were never rich, I don't think I was ever deprived because of the fact that I was an only child. So I got to have most of the things that I wanted throughout life. So what that meant was we never really discussed money as a family. Even now, we don't really talk about it that much. My father, especially being a pastor, and his father before him, who was really into social work and dedicated his whole life giving to the community. I guess money is this thing, at least in our family, where we don't really, go after it or openly pursue it. It's not shunned or anything, it's just not considered something we should dedicate our lives into, And by the way, this is how I do dishes. I soap everything up first and then I wash them in batch. Some people prefer to soap each dish or utensil and then wash them immediately. That doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, being raised that way and other factors like coming from a small town, where everyone's living a humble life, kind of informed the way that I looked at money. And I think it was after film school when I decided that, this whole career job thing isn't really for me. On the first day of the first job that I ever had, I had realized even back then, I do not work well when there's a boss or there's someone telling me what I have to do. And it's at that moment that I kind of made up my mind to start my own business, do my own thing, become independent, and I guess forge my own path. And it was after I earned my first salary that I realized, hey, so this is what money is. You exchange time, knowledge, skill for a certain amount. And once the whole money illusion, this reverence for money that I had in my head, that it was somehow this this magical thing that I have to store and collect. Once I realized that as long as I have skills, as long as I have hands and feet, I can at least earn enough to survive. Like, Like, you don't need much to exist. You need a lot of money to keep up with every wants and desire and luxury that you see online, but you don't really need a lot to live a good life. What do you think about the cold?
I miss the beach.
I thought you liked the cold.
I like the cold when I'm in summer.
Because while some people find comfort in having someone tell them what to do, give them instructions, have a boss basically, I always thought, maybe out of arrogance, maybe because I was a spoiled brat, I always thought that my ideas were better. Whenever there was some boss or someone who was giving me instructions on how to do my work, I always felt like I was not doing it well enough because I knew there was a better way. You see, my parents, coming from where they came from, always thought that I should have a stable career, be a doctor, a surgeon, something like that. And when I abandoned that idea and went to film school, they still had hopes that I would probably come around and, join the government services or do a government job, have a stable life, something that I guess they never quite had. But ironically, the fact that they had a perfectly good life, I thought that we lived a very satisfying, happy life. The fact that they did that without having a stable job, without having a stable income or a stable career, that's what I saw my whole life growing up. That gave me even more incentive, even more courage to be like, hey, maybe stability is not what it's meant to be. And I can hear the comments already. You're a kid. You're just starting out in life. What do you know about finances, about stability? And I don't. I am honestly just telling you how I feel. This is not financial advice. This is not career advice. This is just what I think of careers and jobs. Something that I don't think will even exist by the time I'm old. Watching the old vlogs?
I'm just watching this new vlogger on YouTube, checking his vlogs out.
We've quickly found out that working separately significantly... That was a video from my first company, a company that I started during the lockdown. And I don't know, maybe it was the whole lockdown effect. Everyone thought the world was ending. There was no future. Everyone was getting laid off. People had lost faith in institutions and if anything would be normal again. It was back then when I had that realization myself of how fickle a job or a career can be. Because even now, if you look at it, a small dip in the markets, a small dip in earnings, and there's massive layoffs everywhere. I think I didn't realize it fully back then, but the idea was there. I knew that creating something myself is the only way to go forward. Like, I couldn't be depending on a job or a career. And it's that idea that inserted itself into my brain that still informs how I see jobs or careers until now. Now everything after that was a progression, moving into that idea, trying to build something for myself, something that can't be taken away from me, I guess. I don't know, maybe for some reason I inherited this trauma of fear of losing my job. Weird. So I kept on growing my company. We created a lot of content, things like this. That's me. Well, that's me in a landfill. But yeah, I had my own company. I had my own thing going on. But somewhere, being a service company, a service-based company, B2B company, I was doing creative things for sure. But we were still doing it for someone else. It was still something that was not fully my creative vision. And yeah, I was making decent money. I had a staff, I had a beautiful office, and it was going well. People were appreciating what we were doing locally and on the internet. And to an outside observer, everything was perfectly fine. We were on a great trajectory. But deep down, I kind of knew that I had only substituted my job boss for a client boss. That's when I decided to do something that makes me happy, as long as it makes enough to survive. And that'd be fine. I live in a small town where the rent is cheap, groceries are fairly cheap, and there are people in the city, people who earn like 10,000, 15,000 per month. And they're fine. They raise families, they send their kids to school. It's not that expensive to live. And for someone like me, I love my luxuries. Like anyone, I like nice clothes, nice food, nice stuff, gadgets, electronics, phones. But I don't really need them. Or to be more accurate, I don't really need any more of them. I have this camera, I have my phone, I have my laptop. I think I have enough. So all the assets, all the money, all the stuff that I've collected working for others until now, I could use to sustain myself working for me.
Please, please.
Your tea's getting cold, huh?
Thank you. Thank you for delivering my tea right before I was going to go to the washroom.
Now this woman changed things quite a bit. It was fine for me to be a broke, struggling artist alone, as a single man. But of course, never fall in love, kids. Because the fact that I was married now brought on a whole set of other responsibilities, especially financial ones. Besides all the wife costs, there's also going to be future kids down the line. There's going to be a house. There's going to be, stuff that you have to do as a married couple. We have to travel to Kerala every now and then. There's things that a single bachelor does not need to worry about. And that kind of brought about a whole set of responsibilities that I had to address as soon as possible. Now again, I'm extremely lucky. As an only son, I had a lot of leeway regarding pressures to get a job. Luckily, my father's still working, so I don't have to support my parents on top of supporting my family. So I don't have that added pressure. Of course, it's not going to be the same for everyone else. But now that I had to start thinking about the future, I had to start getting a little more serious about savings, the question of getting a job reappeared. I recently came across this video on YouTube. I think it was called "You Don't Need a Job, You Need to Work." And although it was a little cynical in tone, it really had some great points to say in terms of how we look at careers and how we look at jobs and how we expect that to fulfill or fill a void in our lives. One thing that video says perfectly, and you should really watch that video, is how that in the present time, there is no such thing as the traditional career where you climb the ladders one day, hopefully you reach the end and you become successful. Jobs have become increasingly more and more disposable, especially in non-essential fields like, I guess, the one that I am in, the creative fields. So when I was really pondering this question of, should I really get another job? Should I really start looking for something? It became more and more obvious that whatever path that I was on already was the correct one, at least for me. So now that I had decided that I wasn't really going to get a job, I had to think about what I was really going to do. What was going to be my body of work? What was going to be the value that I create that could sustain me, my family, and all the responsibilities that I had? So that brings us back to my future plan. What I'm planning to do. If I'm not getting a job, then what am I even doing? So technically right now, me and Ria are kind of freelancing, but that is only something that we're doing as a stopgap in the moment right now. For the long term, this is the plan. So my main focus right now is going to be this channel. I have been daily vlogging for about a month now, and the reception has been amazing. I'm so glad that you've been watching, that people from places that I've never heard of are tuning in, enjoying my vlogs. Like, I had only started as a tester, an outlet for my creative expression, but it has really started to pick up, and it is going to be my main focus moving forward. Now, in terms of how that is going to be financially feasible, I just got monetized, I think, yesterday, which is amazing actually. For a channel this young, it's pretty quick. I guess I have to thank you for watching and sharing, and I guess rewatching. Of course, with the viewership that I currently get on each video, it's like barely enough to buy me a coffee every day. So I have plans for how I can possibly make this my full-time thing. Number one is, of course, memberships. So YouTube has this thing where you can kind of join your favorite channel and pay a monthly subscription to kind of support the creator that you're watching, and in return you get special perks that only members get to enjoy, like maybe a member exclusive video, live. So I'm thinking of activating memberships on this channel. So if you're interested in supporting this channel directly, you can definitely join and become a member. I'll try my best to make sure that each perk is worth it. We're also thinking about maybe making merch, zines, something really nice that you could buy and support the channel directly. So keep an eye out for that. We're trying to develop something that is really cool. There's also affiliate links that I've added to all the descriptions of these vlogs, these videos. These are things that I recommend and use to create my videos. I use in my daily life that you can take a look at. If you use the link to buy, I'll get a little commission with no extra cost to you. And even if a little bit, it'll help support whatever I'm doing right here. Now, of course, there is no obligation here. If you're in no position to be spending money, please don't. The best way to show your support will always be to watch the videos, like the videos, leave a comment, share. That is really the best thing you can do because that helps grow the channel. To everyone who's already been doing that, again, thank you so much. Even though I'm a complete stranger, you've joined me in my stories and you've enjoyed them. So yeah, that's about it. This has been more of a heart-to-heart kind of video. For everyone that stuck around, do leave a comment. There's nothing I love more, that we love more, than reading comments. Even if it's just like, hey, I watched the video kind of comment. And there's nothing better than having conversation with you guys. So leave a comment, say hi. Let's get to know each other. See you tomorrow.